Welcome to the show, where you'll learn how to invest in mortgage notes, the savvy real estate investor's secret weapon to create cash flow without tenants and property acquisitions for pennies on the dollar. My name is Robert Haitha, founder of Fixed Notes, and my mission is to make note investing ethical, profitable, and accessible for you. In every episode, we're democratizing the industry to put these powerful Wall Street assets into the hands of Main Street investors like you. So without further ado, let's get into this show where you're in good hands with my AI clone. Let's go. This program is for informational purposes only and should be independently verified before taking action. Today's topic is episode 18, the legal framework of mortgage note investing. This is where we connect the dots between the documents that give you real control, the mortgage, the note, and the assignment. If you've ever bought a rental property, you know the deed is what gives you ownership. But in note investing, you're not buying property, you're buying debt. What secures your position is the paper. Without the paper, you have nothing enforceable. So let's break it down. First, the promissory note. This is a private contract between the borrower and the original lender. It's the IOU. It spells out how much the borrower owes, the interest rate, payment terms, and the due dates. The note is a negotiable instrument, which means it can be sold, endorsed, and transferred, just like a check. Next is the mortgage, or depending on the state, the deed of trust. This is the document that secures the note with real estate. The mortgage is recorded in the county land records, and it gives the lender the right to foreclose if the borrower defaults on the note. The note says what is owed. The mortgage says what happens if it's not paid. When you buy a mortgage note, you aren't just handed the documents. The seller needs to legally assign the interest in the mortgage to you. That's where the assignment of mortgage comes in. It's a recorded document that transfers the secured interest from one party to another. Without a recorded assignment, the chain of title is broken, and that can mean legal trouble down the road. Now, here's where many new investors slip up. You can have the note, you can have the mortgage, but if you don't have a complete recorded chain of assignments, you might not be able to enforce your rights in court. This is especially true in judicial foreclosure states where the judge will want to see a paper trail proving that you're the rightful lender. To reinforce your position, you'll also want the allonge, an endorsement attached to the note. This is what proves that the note itself was legally transferred. Think of it as a signature on the back of a check, endorsing it to the next person. A proper allonge includes pay to the order of language and is usually signed by the selling lender. All of these documents, the note, the mortgage, the assignments, and the allonge, are housed in what we call the collateral file. This file is sacred. Before you buy, you must review it carefully. Make sure it's complete, make sure there are no gaps, and make sure the documents are signed, notarized, and recorded properly. If you buy a note without a proper paper trail, you may have no legal standing to collect or foreclose. That's why due diligence is not optional. It's mandatory. You can outsource the review, but you can't ignore it. A clean chain of title means you can move forward with confidence. A broken one means you could spend months or even years cleaning it up, possibly in court, possibly at your expense. Zoom out for a second. The legal framework is what makes this business work. You're not a landlord, you're not chasing rent, you're the lender, and your power as a lender comes from documentation. If it's done right, the legal system works in your favor. If it's done wrong, you're exposed. One final note, always record your assignment with the county after closing, even if the seller promises to handle it. Even if you're working with a servicer, make sure it's recorded. This isn't just a best practice in some states. If you're not the recorded mortgagee, you can't initiate foreclosure. So to recap, the note is the promise, the mortgage is the security, the assignment is the transfer, and the allonge proves it. These are the 4 pillars of every note deal you do. Know them, track them, protect them. In the next episode, we'll talk about setting up your business as a limited liability company the right way, so you can scale your note portfolio while protecting your personal assets. Until then, automate what you can, systematize everything else, and keep improving. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and thank you to my trusty Rabba and the Fixed Notes team for putting together another episode. If you want to learn more and hang out with the real, not AI version of me, join our free school community at school.com/fixnotes. That's SKOOL.com/FIXNOTES. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next episode.